Although about half the students on Ohio University's campus are under the age of 21, you wouldn't know that by looking at Court Street on a weekend, as underage students find ways around the drinking laws.
Like Friday night, it's hard to get in anywhere here.
Yeah. And on some places, take IDs on certain days. Other days, you walk by and they say they're not taking IDs.
BP is definitely not easy.
No, the market uptown. I worked there for a couple of years.
They don't even ID. If you're lucky, they don't ask you. And if they do, it's like, yeah, whatever. They need the business.
Although the Athens Police Department has only 21 officers, it's their business to enforce Ohio's drinking age in addition to keeping order in the rest of the city.
We're never going to effectively stop underage consumption, we realize that, but we will police it to the point where we can keep things in check and keep bad behavior under control.
We're not after the underage consumption. They bring it upon themselves when they slap the stop sign, when they uproot the plant, when they draw on the wall, or take a bunch of stuff out of it. You know, but the alcohol is causing those other effects. Because under normal circumstances, the person probably would have never done the other violation that got them caught.
3 agencies enforce the drinking laws in Athens: the State of Ohio's Investigative Unit, the Athens Police Department, and the OU Police Department.
We probably enforce more than other colleges, so therefore your stats would be higher, you know, at OU versus other colleges for arrest and judiciary referrals. It's because we look at it as it's a stiffer penalty. You know, we want to gather that acceptable behavior.
It's way too easy to get caught.
And way too much trouble to do.
I got arrested my first day here for giving money to a kid that was...
So the undercover cops came right up to me and asked me for my ID, and she was with me, and they asked for hers also. She gave her face and said she was 28.
They believe me.
18-year-old. I didn't have a face, so I was just like very bawling, and so I got caught. She gave them her 28-year-old ID and got away with it somehow. I got caught.
When students get caught drinking underage, they can turn to the Center for Legal Services for legal advice and representation.
We do about 1,000 to 1,200 cases a year, actual cases. And when I say actual cases, that's advice only as well. So the alcohol, well, the criminal cases comprise perhaps 55 to 60% of our caseload. And it varies with the quarters. Spring quarter is usually heavier with the the drinking cases.
First-time offenders can opt for the diversion program, where they are required to take an educational program, perform community service, and pay a $150 program fee.
Diversion is the mildest form, and many people choose that because the benefit of diversion is the case is dismissed. And then the judge seals it 90 days after you entered into the program. So it's a little contract, wink, wink, nod, nod, you do this and we'll pretend it never happened.
All those involved in the legal process believe preventing alcohol-related incidents is a better solution, though they have different ideas for solving the problem.
I think there needs to be more education at a younger age, in the high schools, from the parents, and it's, I guess, more of an understanding that, here are the effects, and here's the outcome from it.
I personally would be an advocate for changing the law back to, something different than 21.
At one point in time, we strongly felt, the people of the country strongly felt, Congress had no right to intervene with the rights of the states to decide the drinking ages. So that's why I say it's obscene, it's in violation of the Constitution. In my opinion, it's absurd because the thought that somehow at the age of 21 you're responsible to drink when you should have the opportunity to kind of gauge your way into it. It's also absurd to think you're going to stop young people from experimenting and drinking.